What's good, everybody? I'm back, and we are going to keep reading X-Men Age of Apocalypse. For those of you who have been following me or here, I appreciate it. Some of you I know have been going to my YouTube. I see the views going up. I see the little bit of likes I get, and I appreciate you, like 5-6 people that are hardcore. It's the best. Thank you guys very much. So let's get right into this. We're picking back up with X Factor. Last we seen, Cyclops was concerned that Sinister boned out on him. So let's see where this brings us to. X Factor, Xavier, after Xavier, the Age of Apocalypse. Among the foundations of Apocalypse's New York fortress stronghold, a black tower of polished obsidian stands silent, watch over the breeding pens of the Undercity. Within its cold walls exists the Brain Trust, the in vitro brains of 6 powerful telepaths, bred by the enigmatic Mr. Sinister to psychically anesthetize the pen's humans and mutant prisoners, thus preventing the mere thought of uprising and escape by the inmates. And for those few captives immune to the Brain Trust psionic sedation, life beyond the walls and laser wire seems but a dimly remembered dream, and a hope of freedom only a wisp of gossamer in a tornado. How do we know we can trust him, Tommy? How do we know that this isn't another one of Sinister's sick games? Whoever he is, he's offering a chance to get out of this hellhole. And face it, Samantha, we've got nothing left to lose. He's here. Tommy, Chang, Samantha, Durpus, time is short. Follow me. And in this prison, there is one mutant who has been sustained by faith. You've finally come. And now her savior appears before her, as she knew one day he would. A man with the unearthly power to enter this heart of darkness unafraid and unmolested, here to deliver her from the hellacious ignominies she has endured in this purgatory. Stanley presents A World Without Xavier, Abandoned Children. John Francis Moore. Wait, aren't you going to take me with you? Quiet, girl. I would take you all if I could, but the risk of discovery is too great. You promised. I don't know you. I'm sorry. How can you say that? Don't you recognize me? I'm your daughter. Before it was all confirmed in the 616 universe, there was big speculation that Polaris was the daughter of Magneto. And she was, she wasn't, she is. She is, and she's confirmed. She's Magneto's only child in the current canons. But at this time in the comics, it was, is she? Is she? That was always the question. Later, rising higher than any of the skyscrapers that once defined the island of Manhattan, Apocalypse Citadel serves as an obscure monument to the mutant conquest of North America, and by following the commands issued from within these fortified walls by their Dark Lord, the vicious aristocracy of Homo Superior has forcibly moved the world closer to oblivion. I'm glad I wasn't the one who informed Apocalypse about Sinister's communication with the Human Council. Remember what he did to the Gorgon when he was told about the Brazilian fiasco? Apocalypse didn't seem surprised at all by the news. In fact, he acted as if he expected Sinister to betray him. How could he walk away from all of that power? How could he not, Alex Summers? Of all my horsemen, Sinister changed most at his bridle, and he was always delighted with intrigue and manipulation, in life as well as his genetics laboratory. Look at his obsession with the familiar part of alpha mutants chosen for his elite mutant force. But surely he's not foolish enough to challenge you, my lord. Directly, no. Sinister is far too clever to make that mistake, no doubt. He even now has invited some desperate scheme designed to dethrone me. Let him play his game. In his soul he knows its inevitable outcome will be his death. For centuries I have filled oceans with the blood of my enemies. I have built an empire on the bones of those who oppose me. I am Apocalypse. I endure. Forgive me, my lord, but I do not think Sinister should be underestimated. He was one of the architects of the Ascension. His knowledge can still hurt us. Unlike your brother, you do not recoil from my rage. You stand your ground. No wonder Sinister spoke highly of you, Scott Summers. Perhaps in the conflict to come, you will take your mentor's place and stand by my side as a horseman. Whatever you will, my lord. No. Know that there will be many trials ahead before you earn that rank. For now, you remain in charge of the EMF and the pens. I will be watching. You can count on my continued allegiance, my... Enough! The audience is ended. Bad enough you were always Sinister's favorite, but now Apocalypse offers you the rank of horseman. You get everything handed to you on a silver platter. I never asked for any of it, Alex. You know that. You're insane. Don't you want the power, the prestige that Holocaust and Abyss hold? Aren't you tired of being somebody else's hunting dog? What I want isn't important. My first and foremost duty is to secure the pens. I'll need a full investigation of last night's breakout when I get back. Pulling rank on me, Scott? Don't start. You're head of security. That is your job. Right now, I've got to meet the Bedlam brothers. I'm sick of you treating me like a child, Scotty. You don't deserve to be a horseman, brother, but I do. And if I have to kill you to prove it, I will. In the central security tower of the breeding pens. The next time two prisoners waltz out of here on your watch, I'll make you wish you'd been cold with the rest of the Guthrie clan in Kentucky. Understand, sir, won't happen again, promise. But they knew exactly when we were out of our perimeter sweep. I don't want excuses. I want the head of whoever's responsible on a pike. So make me happy, Liz. Tell me we have a solid lead. Quad cams caught the escape on tape. As you can see, the prisoner had help. Won't make no difference, sir. Or can you up the resolution? Won't make no difference, sir. The outsider's using a field scrambler to mask his or her image. We figure he must have a TK dampener implant like Sinister gave all of us. Otherwise, the brain trust would have slowed him down. Most of the prisoners were knocked out by the sedative in the food, but this one with the green hair saw everything. I'm betting she can tell us something. Good thinking, girl. You'll make prelate yet. So, let's head down to S7G and have a little chat with our wild-haired friend. For those of you who don't know, like in the comics, Alex and Lorna were a couple forever. That's her? Yes, sir, number 3774. Name's Lorna Dane. According to her file, she used to have Alpha class power. Hard to believe. Wake up, sweetie. Prelate Summers got some questions for you. The file also says she's mentally unstable. Don't think she's going to be a lot of help. Well, hello, Lorna. My name's Alex. Why don't you tell me about last night's breakout? Was my father. You're not listening to what I'm saying. Who helped Chaz and Dupree escape? Told you, my father, Magneto. Don't lie to me. I'm not lying, Alex. What the... Every vein and artery in Alexis Summers' body begins to expand frantically as the iron in his blood, battered by a magnetic storm, seeks an exit. A little taser action will teach this she-dog to heal. What in blazes happened? You didn't tell me she was still charged. Maybe she's Magnus's little girl. No way. We've done a DNA scan. No match. She's just fixated on Magneto. Still, the brain trust should have prevented her from using any mutant power. Some of the mental defectives have shown a particular immunity to the trust telepathic sedation. Mama always used to say that God looks after idiots. She better hope so, because after this stunt, I'm going to give her to the beast. Barely concealed behind the facade of scientific method, the laboratory of Dr. Henry McCoy houses a torture chamber of genetic experimentation, orchestrated with savage gusto by its brilliant and bistro maestro. Brr, I hate this place, Sam. Always gets the feeling McCoy wants me to be his next guinea pig. You know, yeah, I know what you mean. He thinks everybody's meat for his genetic stew. Heads up, McCoy, we've got a live one for you today. One moment, Prelate. I'm monitoring the random and spontaneous generation of a protoplasmic anomaly. Watch how it begins to take form and assume an almost human shape. I'm hoping this time it will hold. Blast, no! Maybe my less than cooperative witness will cheer you up, McCoy. I need her brain scraped for any information on the recent breakouts. Ah, yes, the old cerebral scavenger hunt. My pleasure. Better watch your furry behind with this one, Doc. She packs a crazy magnetic wallop. I'm well acquainted with the polarized charms of the lovely Lorna Dane, Miss Guthrie. This emerald-tressed beauty was brought before me after she was captured a year ago. I was instructed to ascertain whether this delightful Deb might in fact be the progeny of the rebel mutant leader, and she's obviously not. So why does she think she is? Don't have to be a shrink to answer that. She's just plain cuckoo. The truth is slightly more complicated, Sammy. Her parents were not mutants at all, but the victims of the first Midwestern choline. She might have died with them and had her magnetic abilities not manifested then. However, her parental loss and mutant transformation traumatized her fragile adolescent mind, and she buried the painful reality with a more fanciful one in which her father is Magneto. Eventually, dementia led to an uneasy alliance with a young wayward mutant, an alliance that ended in fateful conflict with the power-siphoning rogue stealing half of Lorna's magnetic intensity. What a heartwarming story. Too bad it doesn't have a happy ending. She's all yours, McCoy. Alex, why are you doing this to me? Alex. 2 nights ago, the turncoat Sinister said his final farewell to Apocalypse's New York by blowing up the giant statue of the Dark Lord that once rose ominously above Liberty Island. Jesse, would you stop that? Just because you can make machinery malfunction doesn't mean you have to do it to my Geiger counter. Lighten up, Terry. You know this is a lost cause. Sinister used more than enough explosive to cover his Cyclops. Find anything, Terry? A little evidence confirming that Sinister kept a safe house inside the statue, but beyond that, nothing that gives us any clue as to where he vanished. Heads up, boys. We have an unidentified aircraft coming in at 12 o'clock. Sentinels? I realize you have only one eye these days, Scott, but don't tell me you can't tell an angel from a mutant hunting machine. Warren. You know, I don't think I've ever seen Warren outside his nightclub. And the Partsons are here, and the Partsons are here too, taking the bedlams on a field trip, Cyclops. What are you doing here, Worthington? I heard Sinister abandoned ship. I'm sure you knew about it before I did. In this case, my contacts weren't that good. Then why the concern? You've always kept a careful distance from the politics of the mutant nation, with good reason, but now I hear rumors of a full-scale war with Europe. That will be bad for business, Scott. For you and me both. In another few hours, Manhattan's elite will crowd Warren Worthington's penthouse. Presently, however, heaven is a far more intimate place. You've come a long way, Scarlet, from the first time I saw you in the cantina outside of Ensenada. I remember that you and Creed were after Doc Neutron. He tried to kill me. You were threatening my meal ticket. But in the end, you knew I could do more for you than that crazy old Russian. You made the right choice because soon you will be the newest horseman. Oh, but then you knew I could do more for you than that crazy old Russian. And in the end, you'd be the newest horseman. That's the Jinn talking. No, once Scotty's out of the way, Apocalypse will reward my strength and cunning. I was saying, yeah. But darling, Cyclops isn't going to simply resign his commission. How will you? The less you know, the better. Be careful, Alex. I don't want anything to happen to you. I think I've fallen in... Don't say it, Scarlet. Not even if you mean it. You're human. It's already complicated enough. Hello? Ring? No, he just left. He doesn't suspect. Look, things are getting too hot for my taste. They picked up Karma from the club yesterday. I need a ticket out of here fast. You don't know what they'll do to me if they learn I've been working for the council too. Ah, tisk tisk. Even with the inhibitors I fed to curtail what's left of your magnetic abilities, your body continues to emit a low-level electromagnetic field that is interfering with the precise calibrations of my equipment. And I am afraid, my dear Miss Dan, that my resonance scanners are therefore inadequate for this inquiry. It appears that if I want to find out what's going on in that pretty little head of yours, I'm going to have to find out the old-fashioned way by doing a little brain salad surgery. Stop. Cyclops. No more, McCoy. You're violating a direct order. No genetic testing during the Kelly Pack negotiations. I was asked by your brother to interrogate this witness to last night's breakout thoroughly. This isn't interrogation. This is pure unadulterated torture. We are on the brink of a global race war that no one can win, and this kind of behavior could jeopardize our final chance at peace. You're so naive, Summers. Apocalypse doesn't intend to settle with the Human Council. He's merely placating them before he can destroy every last one of them. I refuse to halt my work because of some shallow pretense of reconciliation with the Human Council. My work is exponentially more important than this diplomatic charade. With Sinister absent, the next generation of mutants is mine to engineer. You're right about one thing, McCoy. Sinister is gone. And I am in charge. My equipment. I am taking the prelat now. Challenge me again, and I will shut you down permanently. Understood. Good. Now take this woman back to the pens, and you better make certain that nothing happens to her in the transfer. You, or I'll be back. Or I'll be back. Or I am the prelat. I am the ranking prelat now. Is the reason I'm taking. I am the ranking prelat now. Night. Get up. I'm taking you out of here. I knew in my heart you'd return. I knew you could never desert your daughter. Shh, no more talking. As her cloaked savior leads her beyond the pen's perimeter into a broken asphalt and concrete of the old city, she struggles to keep the grueling pace he sets, but says nothing, determined to remain strong in the presence of the man she believes to be her father. There's a member of the underground waiting for us at the river. She'll take you north, where you'll be safer. Regards, Jean-Marie Monsafer. We have found our errant child. North Star and Aurora. Damn it, they weren't supposed to be patrolling this sector tonight. Father? Havoc reassigned us at the last minute. But how is it that you know so much about our schedules? It seems, Jean-Paul, that this escape artist conceals his identity underneath that dusky cowl. I'm intrigued. Stay behind me, Lorna. Conjo, you've hurt Jean-Paul. With every last bolt of electricity coursing through my body, I will make you regret. You did this? I couldn't let them hurt you. Thank you. Later, a clandestine rendezvous concludes on a ramshackle dock on the banks of the Hudson. You're not going with me? I can't. Lorna, I have obligations. Take care of her, Cooper. She's confused. She's been through hell. Haven't we all? You know, when you first contacted me, I thought I was being set up. I mean, you're the last mutant I'd ever expect to help the underground, but I couldn't afford to risk turning you away if you were serious. I don't know why you're risking everything to do this, but for what it's worth, you've saved some lives. Not enough. I wish I could do more. Yes, I've got you this time, brother. As Havoc takes control of the pen, Cyclops is undone by the return of the woman who has haunted his dreams, Jean Grey. Good stuff, people. I like where this is going. I'm going to stop there and get on my other streams. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you for the likes, and keep coming around. Peace.